Alrighty, everybody, I do believe we are live. So here, today is going to be a shorter video. This is just going to be covering my pedal board and what I have on it and how it works and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let me actually, sorry if this is going to buzz the camera a little bit and make it like, okay, there you go. So, essentially, I have you guys shown right now my pedal board, and also you can see my microphone up to my amp, and then that's how I record my stuff, if you're ever wondering. That's a Shure SM57, and I'm using my Boss Katana KTN 100 combo amp. So the first thing I'm going to go over is, we'll just start with the foot controller pedal for the Katana, which is very cool. So what it does is you have 8 storable channels on the Katana, and I have my first channel set as like a lead, kind of a lead tone. So that's like my lead tone. Now all I have to do to switch channels, I go to channel 2, I just click the channel 2 button. And now I am in my acoustic. So there's my channel 2. Channel 3 is my acoustic with a flanger. This is like what you heard on the first part of The Curve, if you listen to my newest single as of this point in time. It opens with something sounding a bit like this. I gotta remember how to play my own song. It also sounds, it's very much like the song Every Rose Has Its Thorn has this kind of thing to it. So that's my flanger. My 4th channel I have set to be crunchy rhythm. So that's that. Now you're asking, like, oh wow, there's only 6 buttons on here and only 4 of them are actually labeled with channel numbers. So what I do is I hold the panel button, and now it cycles me to my second bank of channels. So now I have channels 5, 6, 7, and 8 available. Now, I believe channel 6, channel 5, which I'm currently on, is my like Queen classic 80s lead, which is like Sorry, that was a little rough. I haven't played that one in a little bit. I haven't practiced it that much, but so anyway, but that's the right sound for it. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's my 80s, classic 80s kind of Van Halen-y kind of lead change. Now this channel, channel 6 this would be, is my like super delay. This has a lot of delay on it. So any tapping thing sounds like incredible. So that's like a lot of delay. Any tapping lick sounds basically incredible on So yeah, anyway. Oh wow. It's getting very windy. Very windy outside. That's not good. Hopefully we're not in for a tornado or something. Top 10 videos filmed moments before disaster. One of my trees will probably come down on top of our house. But yeah, I have a fan blowing out the window, and the wind is actually blowing the air through the fan, which is blowing outward and blowing it into my room. It's crazy. But yeah, so that is channel 6. Now moving on to channel 7. This is another delay lead. I don't think I had anything specific in mind for this. No. Oh no, I remember. This is my my punk rock kind of guitar channel. This is mainly meant to be like for Green Day songs and get the idea. Or like so that's mainly for Green Day and that kind of music. A lot of the punk rock stuff sounds good in that channel, in my opinion. And the last, hopefully everything is relatively okay. Okay, looks like we're reconnected again. So it looks like we're doing good. It looks like the stream is outputting well. Make sure everything's going correct. Just gonna wave my hand in front of the camera there and check and see. Looks like we're live again. Yeah, okay. We're live, thankfully. My power went out, so I lost connection to the stream. But we're back now. And the last channel I had to debut on the foot controller is my blues lead, like my Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of sounding blues lead, or like a lot of the really light crunch, like really not a lot of distortion. Like I don't know, like Passage to Bangkok. Like that kind of stuff, and you know, your classic blues. So yeah, there is my my blues channel, and now the panel button. This just uses, you know, you can change each and every one of those channels. So holding the panel button changes you back and forth between your different banks of channels, and if you click the panel by itself and don't hold it, it just brings you to whatever settings are set on the actual physical amp, not the ones that are stored in its memory. So what's nice about it is I actually use it as a sort of mute. So like if I don't want any sound to come out, I will step on the panel button, and then on my panel I have my volume turned all the way down. So when I'm not playing, I usually step on panel just to make sure that, you know, nothing. I can turn my guitar all the way up, and you know, nothing's gonna happen, and you guys won't get bad feedback. Now the other thing that this does is it's got one more button for effects. So let's go to my like my super delay channel. I think it was like channel 2. Okay, so now if I'm on that channel, let's click on the effects and see what effects are being used. So my effects loop is in use, which is all of these pedals are in my effects loop. My tuner, harmonist, wah pedal, and loop pedal are all in my effects loop. They're all in my effects loop so that they are able to be, you know, processed under different channels. But if I turn off the effects loop, it doesn't run anything through it. But, you know, if I turn my effects loop back on, it'll stop for my tuner. It'll change pitch for my harmonist and my wah pedal and loop pedal, all that. So the reverb it has is actually set. I can turn my reverb off here, if I want to. And now my delay is turned on. I can turn my delay off, or I can turn my delay on, and I can actually set the delay with a tap function. So if I go, and I want to go dut 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 dut, I can go dun doo doo doo. You just tap it with your foot, and now that tap you just did, it keeps that tempo for the delay to set, how it delays, which is very cool. So now if I have a song that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't want something that delays that fast. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's gonna be, so. But yeah, I can edit that to my will, all with my foot. And now the booster mod, I think this is just like, let's see. I think I just have a booster on that. So that'll turn on whatever booster mod you have onto the channel. So, and then when you're done changing stuff, you click your effects button to turn it off, and then you go back to your channel select. It's a very well designed, I'm gonna have voice crack all over the place. It's a very well designed switch, and it's certainly very cool. But yeah, that's how the foot switch for the Boss Katana works, and yeah, definitely is. Makes it a lot easier than having to go over and push the actual buttons on the katana. And for live play and doing stuff on stream, it's so nice to be able to switch easily between channels for different songs. So now let's move over here. This is my Polytune. I don't think it's got like a specific model. There are newer ones and older ones, but let me take a look. I think it says on the top of the pedal here. It is the Polytune. Well, it's just from TC Electronics, but yeah, no, it doesn't have a model on it, but it's one of the newer ones. But it's chromatic tuner, so if I turn my guitar up, and then it'll cut my signal when I play, click on my tuner, and what that does now is any note I play will show up right here on the display, and it'll tell me if I'm in tune or give me a ray. It's a pretty standard thing. It's just a tuner. It tells you if your guitar is in tune, which this one is not. This thing is way out of tune, but it's in tune with itself enough to be usable. But yeah, so that now once I turn it off, I can play again. Now my harmonious pedal, I will go to quickly because my harmonious pedal has a lot of different features. So the harmonious pedal has right now what I have it set for is the ability to add a chord. So if I play just one open string, and now if I add my harmonious pedal, it adds another chord in. You can select the balance between your added note or added notes and your original note. With this knob, you adjust the shift of your pitch with this one. So I can use this to like drop tune, you know what I mean? If I wanted to, for some reason, I could turn the balance all the way up. So now it'll only play the higher note, and then I could turn my shift way down. So now I'm like. So anyway, I can have that set, so now. So I can have that. and then I can change my balance so I can get my original note back in there, and now we have. Now I can change, the key that it's in too. So if I want to go into the key of D, key of D, or would it be? I think it'd have to be not C sharp. It'd have to be E flat. That was wrong. I want it in the key of, C sharp was right. I don't know why I said it wasn't. Alright, so now it'll play, a third note every, between each. So, yeah, you can adjust all that. And that's only one mode on this pedal. Another one it has is a third part, or a ×3 harmony that you can switch to. And that adds a third note. And then you can do a pitch shifter, which takes your pitch all together and this. So this just takes your pitch and shifts it down. Let's see what the shift is here. Let's I think this turns it down. Yeah, there we go. So and now if I turn it off, so that kind of shows you it can change my actual tuning. Now there's a detune option. And what detune does, it creates a very slight detune twang. It adds another note that's slightly out of pitch below it, and what that does is basically creates this really wet sounding like flanger, but I already have a flanger on here. So if I try it on like my acoustic channel, you'll hear it better. So now if I turn, I'm just showing you the thing. And with, it's got that cool detune effect. Now, for one of my favorite things about it is it has what's called a super bend. Now the super bend, how that works, I'm going to stand up to show you the super bend, because you have to hold it down to do it. So what the super bend does, lets me, the rise time, I set the rise time and fall time. So if I go 12 o'clock on the rise and fall, and then do a really low shift, it will now go all the way down. So if I play a note, it'll go really low. So let's go to channel. It brings it out of tune. So now if I bring my shift up a little more, so it's actually, noticeable by the human ear. So if I turn my rise time up and my fall time up, it'll sound like this. So now you can adjust how long it takes. So if I turn it all the way up for my rise and fall time, can get that cool effect with that pedal, and it's very, very, very cool. I like the super bend feature on this is a lot, because then you can do cool dive bomb tricks and stuff without having to actually have a whammy bar. So if I don't use the whammy bar on my guitar, I can hit a pinch harmonic and dive with it, or a natural harmonic. You know, you can do, when I do it with just my whammy bar, it sounds like this. Now if I do it with this, it's, oops, sorry. You know, you can do it that way, and it has a more mechanized approach to it. So that's the harmonist pedal and the tuner and the foot switch. Now we're going to move on to the wah pedal, and the wah pedal is pretty classic. It's hard to not know what a wah pedal does. You just click it to turn it on, and now my guitar, I'd adjust the tone of the guitar by rocking back and forth. So oops. So that's all a wah pedal does. It's pretty simple, but it's also one of the most recognizable sounding effects in guitar anything. And now the last, in like the 70s and like a lot of funk stuff, you hear it. And now the last pedal on my pedal board is the Boss RC3 loop station, I think it's, or no, the RC1. The RC1 loop station. So it's got just the push button, and it's got the knob. The knob adjusts how loud your loop is, and all you do is, if I want to play something, I'm going to play like, here, let's do, or something like that. So it'd be like, so now it'll keep replaying that loop. I just press it when I want it to start, press it again when I want it to end. So now I can switch to a different channel. Let's stay on this one. So a lot of times when you guys hear me making loops to play over, that's what it is. It's like a, that's how the loop pedal works. I got a little carried away, but that's all right. But yeah, that's how the loop pedal works. You can it's a great practice tool because then you can just record a riff without having to open up your DAW and without having to worry about opening up your everything and try to actually record the track and then solo over it. This just loops it forever. It takes, you push the same button twice and adjust the level maybe, and then otherwise you're set to go and practice, working on solos and leads. So yeah, that has been a quick and hopefully fairly comprehensive view of my pedal board. I think tomorrow's stream I might cover, depending on if certain things get here in the mail, I might have another interesting video of some new gear coming up and a new project coming up. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully you are enjoying, seeing what my pedal board does and what's on my pedal board and all that good stuff, how I run my guitar stuff and everything, and yeah. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for being here. I'm gonna switch back to my proper camera for an outro. Be right back. Nope. Okay, well, you guys can hear me, but for some reason my, my streaming software is not seeing my front camera. I don't know why that is. Let's see if it's still front cam. Oh, well, yeah, it's picking that up. Why isn't it picking up my rear camera? That's weird. Okay. Unless only one of them, unless it only likes one of them being active at once, maybe that's it. But in that case, I really do want to figure this out though, because I want to. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's do. Go to my front cam and let's just remove this altogether. Remove. Now let's go this and go to my webcam. Hopefully it'll find it. Let's do switch to the rear first. Now let's switch to the front, please. There we go. There we got it. I don't know what that was, but anyway, thank you guys a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the rundown of some of my pedals and foot-related gear. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. And then pretty soon I'm gonna do either a live stream or a recording tutorial, or to show off some more of my stuff and tell you how much it all was. And each and every one of the pedals, the two Boss pedals and the wah pedal, I believe were all about $100, $70 to $100, and then the Polytune, the tuner, was $70. And the foot switch, I believe, is like $120, I think, and I got it off of our chat's very own Tristan Shuttleworth for the very nice price of $50. So that was a good deal on my part, and some generosity by Tristan. So, but yeah, and that's all of that gear, and you guys come back tomorrow, and we will have some more great stuff going on as far as gear reviews and all that kind of stuff, and some chit chatting and all that good stuff. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow. Thank you.